YouTube, how are you now? Sean here from the EDC Den. Welcome back to the channel, one and all. I hope all of my friends out there in YouTube land are doing just fantastic today. Guys, today we've got a couple things to talk about. We've got a beautiful Sodbuster here. It's a gift from our good friend Stuart Harvey. We've got some fire starting materials to show you at the end of the video. But before we get started with any of this, a quick shout out to my buddy Knife Detector. Check it out. He had a few of these patches made, guys, and I'm honored to get one. Look how awesome this is. I saw a Knife Detector. He posted a picture recently where he's got this, I don't know if it's sewn on or if it's ironed on, but he's got that with his American flag on his sleeve. This is on the breast pocket area of his jacket. Looks really sharp. Just a fantastic logo designed by Gary at The Last Ranger. And of course, brought to life for our good buddy Knife Detector, who has just a fantastic channel, guys. Please get over there, subscribe to Knife Detector. You will not be sorry. Thank you so much, KD, for sending this over. I haven't decided where to put it yet. I know you mentioned a leather jacket for my motorcycle, but I don't have a leather jacket for my motorcycle. Not yet, anyway. But this will find a nice home. I will display it proudly. Thank you so much for sending that, along with the really nice Christmas card. All right, buddy, have a good Christmas, okay? All right, like I said, some fire starting materials. We'll do that at the end of the video. Right now, we're going to talk about this nice gift from Stuart. This is a Robert Klaas Black Angus Sodbuster. Check it out. Stuart knows I like my Sodbusters, and this is a good one. I'm just going to show you guys the box real quick. There it is, Robert Klaas. The KC0044. Black Angus Robert Klaas Sodbuster. Stuart, thank you for sending this over along with the letter. I think I'll actually read a little bit from the letter. Why not hear some of Stuart's words? He's a really well-spoken guy. He knows how to write a letter. I may not read the whole thing. There's a little bit of personal stuff in here that I don't know that he wants out there in the YouTube world. But this says, "Hey Sean, enclosed you'll find a Robert Klaas Black Angus Sodbuster knife. It has been cleaned and sharpened. As most of us knife aficionados know, the Sodbuster pattern traces its roots way back to 16th century Germany, with probably Karl Schleiper's I-brand Sodbuster being the current lineal title holder, which would make the Robert Klaas Sodbuster a, if not the, top contender. What makes the Black Angus Sodbuster so interesting isn't really the pattern of the knife, it's the construction of the folder. Here we have arguably the oldest folding knife pattern, but it's matted with arguably some of the most modern manufacturing techniques. The knife has an integral, heavy stamped sheet metal frame and a molded over ABS plastic handle. Truly a case of where the oldest meets the newest. Anyway, I thought you may want to check it out firsthand. They are only $11.99 CAD. That's crazy. This super strong, tried and true knife is $12 Canadian. My American friends, you must be able to find these for $8 or $9, which is just fantastic. Stuart then gets into some personal stuff in the letter, so I think we'll leave it right there. But that is pretty incredible. $12 Canadian for this really strong, tried and true knife pattern. Let's take a closer look here. Stuart did put this edge on, and it is absolutely sharp. Extremely solid, absolutely no wiggle, none at all, guys, like nothing, no wiggle whatsoever. I don't think he had to mess with the pivot at all. I think it came nice and tight. He just cleaned the knife and he sharpened it, so this thing comes super solid. Let me get this blade wiped off so we can have a look. Got that interesting etching with the Black Angus with the cow there. So clearly a farmer's knife. And here we have, if you can see that, Italy. So Robert Klaas, that is a German company. A lot of their budget knives are made in China. Stuart schooled me on this after I asked him why the heck this was made in Italy. It turns out that that disease that is going around that nobody wants to say in their videos. Anyway, people in Italy got sick pretty early on with that disease, and their economy started to struggle. And when that happened, China took advantage and actually outsourced some of their manufacturing to Italy. So that's interesting, right? Something that would normally be produced in China has been made in Italy recently. Let's take a look at what Stuart was talking about in his letter. He mentioned the sheet metal that was folded over. So that's kind of like this, also German-made knife. This is the Mercator, made in Germany. And you see this handle is one piece of sheet metal that is folded, folds right over. It's one piece, and that makes the handle. So there's a similar kind of construction going on inside this knife, which is hard to see. You can kind of see the lines there. So that is that bent over sheet metal frame with the plastic ABS covering it. Anyway, it just fills the hand incredibly well. It's a little bit thicker. It's a little bit bigger in all ways compared to a Case Sodbuster Jr., which I have right here. A lot of people have this knife, so we'll take a look at that just for the size comparison quickly. So in all ways, it is a little bit bigger. It's not as big as a full-size Case Sodbuster. This is somewhere in the middle. So Case also does have the steel liners in theirs, but it's not the wrap around design. So the handle's a little bit thicker. It fills the hand a little bit better. You do sacrifice a little bit of pocket space, but you do get a more comfortable handle. And a stronger knife, according to Stuart. This is as strong as a Sodbuster will get, apparently. Inox steel, we see that sometimes coming out of Europe. I've got a line steel Gitano with the Inox, and you'll also see this on, what are they called? The Opinels out of France. And as far as I know, that is just French for stainless. It's short for inoxyable or inoxable. So basically that is a stainless steel, and they're not really identifying which stainless steel. I think Stuart mentioned in an email, or maybe the letter, I think it was in an email, that his guess was something like a 440B steel. So Stuart, thank you again for sending this. This is awesome. I really like to use these as work knives. Maybe a steak knife? Black Angus steak? Sounds good to me. All right, I'll get this table cleared off and we'll take a look at some of the fire making material that was sent to me by Bigfoot Bushcraft. So here we have it. This was sent to me by Max from Bigfoot Bushcraft. They are a store based out of Texas. They're into, of course, all the outdoor stuff, all the bushcrafting. This was sent to me. They wanted me to just do a little video where I show these fire plugs. I wasn't expecting all these other accessories. That's pretty awesome that they sent this. So we're going to take a look at the fire plugs. Now, of course, we're going to need a fire, and we're not going to do that today. So this is more of to get you guys ready to come up to the cabin with me in a few days, hopefully. Should be some snow out there. Maybe we'll see how these fire plugs work in some harsher conditions. They're supposed to be quite good. So I think what we'll do is bring these up to the cabin and try to get a fire going in the snow. Maybe it'll be snowing. If not, I'm sure there's plenty of snow on the ground, so conditions will not be optimal for starting a fire. But we're going to see how these do. I'm going to open the bag right now and just get a look at what these fire plugs look like. So thanks again to Bigfoot Bushcraft. I really recommend you guys go check out their website. It looks like they have plenty of fantastic gear. So that's just the business card. They sent this little tin, which is empty. I think you can just collect your tinder in there, or, you know, take a few of these fire plugs, pop them in there, make it a little bit more transportable. Here we've got an extra striker with some paracord. They also included this pouch, which had this really nice fat ferro rod in it, and the striker here. And then, of course, the fire plugs. That's really what we're going to be checking out. We'll, of course, use this to get it going when we're out there in the bush. Let's take a look at these right now, though. I don't know what they look like. Okay. Interesting. There it is. They have like a bit of a waxy feel to them. They smell good. They smell like I want to eat them. So this is just like really hard packed, dense fibers. I think you're supposed to break this apart a little bit and fluff it out. Let's take a look at the instructions here. Rain or shine, wet or windy, start your fire with just a single spark and 100% waterproof Bigfoot Bushcraft fire plugs. Cool, so the store itself is the maker of this product. That's pretty neat. With more than 5 minutes of burn time, you won't feel rushed to get your fire started. Made with our high-performance jet fuel wax blend for hotter and stronger flames. So yeah, that is the waxy feel. And I guess I like the smell of jet fuel. Step 1. Bend the plug in half back and forth to loosen the fibers. Step 2. Rub the two halves against each other in a circular motion to break the plug apart. Step 3. Light the exposed fibers with a spark from a ferro rod or just use a lighter. Nah, we'll use the rod when we do this in the bush for sure. Let's see what it looks like when we break them apart though. Alright, so we're going to bend back and forth like they said, to expose the fibers, and then rotate it around in a circular motion to break it apart even further. I think that's the idea, exposing all those fibers inside. You can even fray that out a little bit with your fingers. Do another few swirls up here. So yeah, I guess whatever you can do to get these broken apart and frayed out, it's kind of what you're going for. It's just going to give you a bigger target and a better opportunity to catch your sparks. Yeah, just a really nice rod that they've included here with a nice striker. Thanks so much for sending that. So boom, strike, strike, strike. That should go up in no time. Okay guys, thanks again Bigfoot Bushcraft for sending this out. We'll definitely get a action shot of this being used very soon. Thanks everybody for watching the video if you stuck around this long. And it's almost Christmas, guys. Merry Christmas to everybody out there. Happy holidays to everyone, no matter what you're celebrating. Just have a safe, restful, relaxing holiday season. Get outside, do something fun with your family. Guys, I'll be back soon. The next video, I think it will be this one, up at the cabin, trying to make fires in the snow with these awesome fire plugs. They do say all weather, but they're from Texas, but they say all weather. And they did send them up here to me in Canada, so yeah. Sure they're going to work just great. Thanks again, everybody. See you real soon in the next video. Take care.